level change of the building where the council required us to have a couple of steps outside some exit doors that we didn't think we needed, but council said we needed, and so we had to put them in.
Yeah. What was the release percentage of retentions?
At practical completion?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, at completion.
Whatever the contract would have said, I can't remember which way it goes, but it's either 60 or 40%.
Right. Were there any issues in the changing of contractor insurance to client insurances?
No, I mean council, as they're experienced at building projects and they're well aware of the issues about needing to have insurance in place at practical completion.
Yeah. And how did the defects liability period or snag list affect the issuing of certificate completion? If it did.
No, it didn't. I mean, the defects liability period for this building was 12 months. Now the reason it's 12 months is often around the heating and ventilation system, so you need a full seasonal year to work through any potential issues. I think we would have inspected up to say 3 months after completion, and then we did come back 12 months later to have that final inspection.
So with the post-project, was the client and community happy or satisfied with the result?
Yeah, I mean you sort of tend to lose touch with the project after a while. I mean I guess the outcome was, as I mentioned before, there was an increase in patronage of the facility from the community in terms of the library and the community centre. It seemed to be well used. So yeah, that's sort of kind of one sign. When I did go out there, particularly for those post-contract inspections, the community centre operates in a way where they do not have staff on site all the time. So they operate in a system where you can book a room or book a space. As a community group, you can turn up, you'll be granted access through some sort of swipe card or the like. And so you can actually use the facility quite independently of any sort of management. Although they did have an office and staff there, they weren't full time. So it's sort of hard to get a sense of that. Whereas with the library, they are staffed all the time. We knew the head librarian through the design process. So we would engage with them. They seemed to be very happy with the outcome. And again, particularly in terms of the use. And I guess the other marker was at the opening ceremony. The place was absolutely full of they had the opening ceremony in the hall in the community centre that was full, which was about probably 600 or so people, and a whole range of activities. But having said that, I don't know what happens. If you went there now, what was happening? I have no idea.
Did the initial ambitions has the initial ambitions of the project been realised?
Yeah, I think from the client's point of view, yeah. I mean, they've got a new facility. It's approximately 50% bigger. What was interesting was, while I said the one of the briefing items for the community centre was to be a space big enough for basketball or netball. But I haven't been back recently, but at the time they never marked the court, or put up the hoops.
Okay.
So for intents and purposes, you can't play basketball there because there's no court.
It's like DIY really.
But that's kind of like the changing community. So if they're never going to play basketball in that space, then why would you build a space that big? In hindsight, would they have been better off to build some different types of spaces? I'm not sure. But equally, having said that, it's a space that's big enough that when they do have those community events, they have a space to have a large gathering. So I think, for example, on Anzac Day, they used that space because the RSA is quite close. And so they have the parade around Te Atatu, and then they all gather in the community centre afterwards. Do you sort of say, well, it might not be used to its capacity, 364 days of the year, but 1 day or 2 days or whatever the year it